we're going to continue to look at this concept of borderless credit. I think student loans is a great kind of entryway because it's one of the first times that an individual is moving from a country to another country. But that concept of borderless credit is much bigger than that. We all take for granted how much credit is the backbone of our lives every day. If you go to get a new cell phone, you go to get a new lease for an apartment or a mortgage, or you go get a new job, all of these pieces have a credit check behind them that as American citizens we take for granted every day, or as local citizens of other countries. But once you start moving cross-border, it doesn't really work that way. Even if you think about in the US, you have 3 credit agencies that provide 3 credit scores. You can get your annual free credit report. There are countries out there that don't even have the concept of a credit report. I recently engaged with a Japanese bank that was looking at offering some kind of consumer lending products, and they were literally trying to build a consumer kind of credit score because it didn't exist in Japan. So I think that looking at kind of borderless credit as the center, there's a lot of ways that we can continue to grow. That could mean offering additional products to our customers, consumer products. We can all talk about things like credit cards, personal loans, business loans. You can even talk about mortgages. But I think it also goes beyond that, because I think you could be offering this concept of a global kind of credit review, global kind of credit score. I also think just looking at our overall model of how we assess individuals and most importantly identify individuals, that's another avenue. To give as an example, schools are accepting students from all over the world. Do they need a better way to actually do ID verification and ID checks on the students who are coming to actually know who they are and that they are who they say they are? I think that as we continue to evolve our model, both on the front end with regard to ID verification, how do you assess credit in the absence of credit in many of these places? How do you enforce kind of borderless credit? So I think that if you look at each aspect of what we offer, there's definitely opportunities for other product lines. Some of those may go back to that same consumer and say, hey, once you're in our community, you have access to all these great products. Very similar to how I always compare in the US, we have the USAA, which is the credit union for those men and women who served in our armed forces, and then their children, grandchildren, et cetera. Once you're in that kind of the club, you get access to all these great products. I absolutely think we will continue to grow there, but I also think that externally facing some B2B solutions are absolutely going to happen because we're developing truly a subject matter expertise that we can kind of lend to others.